Speaking of like the memories, and speaking of hunting a property for as long as I've hunted one property since 2007, right? And we're going to be knocking on almost 20 years of hunting this particular farm. And my question to you is, through the shed hunting, through the hunting of these bucks, have you noticed genetic continuations, I guess you would say, or genetic characteristics of like a specific, like different groups of bucks on the farm that have these characteristics or these traits that have continued throughout the 30 years that or 20 years you've been hunting these farms?
Yeah, so the one main property I've hunted now, this will be year 14 or 15. And the one common characteristic of a lot of the bucks there is they have short G2s. They can grow a decent spread. I mean, they're around that 18-inch at fully 3 to 4 years old. But the G2s on them are real short normally. They're
Yeah.
probably in that 5 to 6 inch range. But
Mm-hmm.
then the most common is their 10 point if they have that short G2. But then there was a genetic, gosh, I don't know, it's probably been 7 or 8 years ago that where a buck, he must have been like a bonus buck and he just kind of came in and he must have made it home for a while because he started passing off his genes. And now the big thing that we have is a bunch of 8 points and they're gigantic 8 points.
Yeah.
Some of these 8 points, the frames on them, I mean, they're in that 150 range, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's kind of cool to see that. I got the regular doe herd, which I think that kind of dictates a lot of it too. I mean, because they're passing on, their father's genes as well as the
Yeah.
buck that they're breeding with. So I think, when those does get taken out, obviously you probably lose some of those genetics there. But yeah, there is definitely a lot of
Yeah.
common traits.
On the farm that I've been hunting the longest, there's two that really stick out to me. One is really wide 8 pointers with short tines. So a really good inside spread with decent, like, imagine a 20-inch inside spread with, I don't know, 6-inch G2s. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's one genetic that's there. That would be like, I shot in 2020 or 2021, I can't remember, a really wide 24 inside spread. He was probably a 5 or 6 year old who had that same exact characteristic, really wide. He had longer, like 10-inch G2s, but he probably scores in the high 140s, low 150s as an 8 pointer. And then the other one would be just like your quintessential beautiful 8 point buck with the main beams that go straight out, and then the G2s and threes go straight out as well. But on one side or the other, they're having a kicker or a split brow tine off the base, right? And so there are a lot of bucks on the farms that I hunt, even at an early age, who show split brows. Some years they're both, some years they're just one. And so I would say that there's a really good genetic for on that farm for split brows or like a kicker off the base.